Bye everybody, see you tomorrow morning. Yeah, no, I'm not going to film in here. You pay me to clean, not to film, don't be silly. Okay everyone, bye. Hello, I'm Electric Richard, and this is about Sony's announcement. Now, it comes as no surprise to me, certainly, and perhaps a lot of you, that the other night Sony have announced, finally, the PlayStation 4. Yes, they're making a fourth one, it's coming out, expect it. Because there's been a lot of rumours flying around, a lot of the information that came out of the press conference was fairly standard. We couldn't expecting it, like the new DualShock controller. Oh, far be it from Sony to come up with a brand new innovative controller, eh? No, let's go with another bloody DualShock. Although it does bear a striking resemblance to the grips of the GameCube controller, which is no bad thing because Nintendo make very good controllers. So nice work, Sony, nice work. I like that one. But a big feature of the PlayStation 4 is connectivity. Yes, that word was bandied around quite a lot. You see, like a lot of tech companies, Sony aren't quite sure how we use our connectivity, how much we use Facebook, how much we love to tweet and to Ustream. But to try and figure us out, Sony have decided that the PlayStation 4 is going to be all about that, because that's what the 21st century computing is all about. So the way it works is I guess, fairly simple. The aforementioned new controller has a little touchscreen on it, that's quite nice, but also has a share button, so you can turn back time if you can find a way. The share button will allow you to tell instantly all your friends that you have picked up a coin and tweet it and Facebook it and so on. Or you've killed someone and tweet it and Facebook it and all that, and that's really quite annoying. See, what it comes down to is Sony don't know how we use our connectivity, so they're guessing. And what they've done is they've alienated lots of people like me who don't give a flying monkey's foot about that kind of thing. So, nice work, Sony. One of the details that I was quite keen on was the PS Vita's involvement in the PS4. You see, even though there's connectivity between the PS3 and the PS Vita, it seems that the Vita is all about PS4, and that PS3 was more of a fling, really, more of a fling, yeah. You see, like the Wii U and its controller, you can play your PS4 game on your Vita when someone else uses your television. So someone comes in and says, "Oi, get off the telly, I want to watch EastEnders." You can say, "It's alright, I can play my games anywhere in the house." And they'll say, "So I just want to watch EastEnders." Go and do that then. But apparently you can also use your other touchscreen devices in conjunction with your PS4. To what end? We're not quite sure yet. Definitely watching other people play, it's a bit weird, and possibly checking your PSN account and all that kind of thing. Playing your PS4 games on your iPhone though, that's, I'd be surprised, frankly. But this means I'm going to need a PS Vita. Yeah. You see, Sony have always done what Nintendo does. They do the same thing, but for far more money. So, like the Wii U, you can play your games remotely from the console on another portable device, but for about 4 times the price. So, good luck with that one, everyone who's on a budget. Part of the connectivity thing, they're all being banging on around at the Sony press conference, is a Ustream partnership. You see, Ustream is used to show people how they play video games, and with an automatic account, you can just press a few buttons and suddenly everyone will see how well you did at that last bout of Killzone, for instance. That's fine. I guess that's all right. Hopefully, you know, it won't be filled with hours and hours of benign footage of people just jumping through hoops and rescuing silly princesses over and over again with nothing really, nothing really interesting in them. A bit like YouTube, actually. That is what's going to happen, isn't it? Yeah, it's just going to be full of rubbish. Of the games that were announced and previewed at the press conference, we got a little bit excited about things like Killzone, the new Killzone. Well, actually I wasn't that excited about the new Killzone because it looks like every other first-person shooter, which is a shame. Although, if you have a keen eye for detail, like I do, I've two, you'll notice that on the Killzone preview there was a lot of detail on screen at once, lots of particles jumping around, lots of characters shouting and screaming. It felt more like a war, it felt more busy and chaotic, and that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing, because frankly, Killzone looked boring, generic first-person shooter, but it spells well for any future game, anything that's coming out in the future. So hopefully the PS4 will get better in time. Drive Club, that was another game they announced. Weirdly, it was not GT, not Gran Turismo. This Drive Club is the premier driving game, I guess, for the PS4's launch. Maybe it'll come out for launch, maybe it'll come shortly after. It looks like it's mostly finished though. The idea being that you can drive the most detailed cars around the most beautiful landscapes ever. So yes, exactly like GT. However, unlike GT, the emphasis on Drive Club is teams. You create a team of people who love to drive and you battle other teams at driving. Yeah, I guess you have to be a bit of a car nut for this one, don't you? Real petrol head. think the first rule of Drive Club is you shouldn't really talk about Drive Club. The second rule of Drive Club is it's a generic driving game, kind of rip off of GT, and it doesn't look that interesting. It's a long second rule. Still, I won't be surprised if Drive Club is eventually dominated by real hardcore petrol heads who've got the game down to an absolute T, who have far too much time on their hands and can corner like a magnet on a track, and it's really quite dull for people like me who just come in for the first time. So unless you're playing it, you know, obsessively from the beginning, Drive Club might be a little bit inaccessible to the average gamer. During the conference, Sony wheeled out a number of very important people from major development companies who are signed up and fully backing the PlayStation 4. Unsurprising. There's a lot of massive developers who are on board, people like Activision and who else? Square Enix and Capcom, and take your pick, they're all there. But far from announcing a new Guitar Hero game, it looked like the people behind Guitar Hero had come up with some kind of puppet game where you use your Move controller as like a puppet thing, and there was like one playing a guitar and there was some sort of little dance, and it wasn't quite clear how that works, but I mean it looked nice. It is important, however, Sony, if you're watching it, and I know you're watching this, that those who opt out of connectivity, who don't want their Facebook tied into their gaming or to their PSN account, they aren't missing out on any content. So no content behind the connectivity wall, please, none at all. I just want to have full access to the game using nothing more than my thumbs and my skills. One of the more forward-thinking ideas that Sony brought forward for the PS4 was that when you go online to look at some games you want to buy, with one button you can start playing the game. Now, this is an interesting approach to, I guess, micropayment kind of thing to buying a game online. Rather than playing a demo, which can often really harm the sales of a game, you can just have a little go and then brush it aside or buy it. This model is far more user-friendly for people like me and you, who just want to have a little go of a game before they find out that it's rubbish, or before they find out that it's going to be their next obsession. There's also going to be a new iToy. You know, the camera that sits on top of the television that looks at you and watches you game and stuff. But really what it comes down to is the PlayStation 4 is, well, it exists. That's what we can take away from all this, that it is a thing that is going to happen. We don't know what it looks like, we don't know how much it's going to cost, we don't know when it's going to be available all across the world. All we know is that it will exist, and it's going to be released at some point in some region in time for Christmas. It's unlikely to be the UK, it's probably going to be Japan, although since apparently the PS4 was mostly developed in the West, I wouldn't be surprised if it came out first in America. Bloody Americans. For your next big glimpse of the PS3, perhaps even what it looks like before someone leaks that online, you're going to have to tune in to E3. That's in early June, have a look for that. Undoubtedly, E3 is going to have a lot of demos on show of the console itself, and a lot of the games that we saw previewed at the conference. With any luck, it'll be far more than we saw at the conference. It'll be a great plethora of titles that we can expect for launch, so fingers crossed for that one. Thank you very much for watching. I have been, and I shall be, Electric Richard. There'll be more on PlayStation 4 as time goes on, as we know more about it, but in the meantime, what did you think about the presentation? Did you think it was everything you expected it to be? Were you disappointed that there wasn't more to look at, to sink your teeth into? And did you think it was odd that all these acts came on stage and none of them were funny? None of them told jokes. I mean, what kind of show is this? It's just, what? Right, so they're not meant to be funny, they're developers, they're just people on stage talking about technology, and so more of a geek fest, really. Yeah. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Please tweet me, please subscribe, and join in next time for more video fun. Bye bye!